who we did see Killian here in the chat with Radex. So good to know that Radex has got his close co-op buddy here in the corner ready to cheer him on. I wonder who Zhilkan's supporters are. And do we have any copy pastas in the chat? Love to see the copy pasta let's go around. Hope that trend continues in this match today.
They're also pretty international. Zilkan is, looks like his community is Spanish speaking, and he's from Spain, whereas Radex is a German runner.
Buenos tardes und guten Tag, Spanish y Deutsch peoples.
It was a good attempt.
I mean, I don't know any hybrid language between Spanish and German, so don't know how to appease both audiences there, so do what you can.
They seem like pretty different languages.
Mhm. Just a little.
I didn't notice that the runners had the option for camera too. That's nice.
Honestly, was not aware about that either, so we'll get to see the reactions live. Hopefully when they do something pog or do something, gosh forbid, disastrous, we'll get to see the reactions live. Both running on Japanese and both are ready to go now, hitting Lakitu skip going into the castle.
Oh, going for different strats.
Yeah, Ray giving us a little bit of a fake out there. Looked like they were both going to go to Bob, but Ray opting for LBLJ and has got the jump into the wall. Oh, talking to the door, but through, and he's got it.
I'm actually very surprised because their LBLJ PBs are pretty far apart, and Zilkan being the one who's faster, it's surprising to see him go for the safer strats.
Oh! Disaster immediately striking for Ray. It looked like they were trying, I don't know if they were going for the box rollout or were just trying to jump onto the box there just a little too far to the left and getting burned. And once you're burned, Mario just can't stop running. I don't know why. That's how Nintendo developed it. So a little bit of a costly time loss there for Ray, but we won't really know how far these
Oh,
guys are until they
again.
get to the basement. Oh boy.
Mario meltdown, sad. That fire spout is really annoying to avoid, so it's, especially during a race, I imagine it's extremely tense right now for him.
You know what they say, Dis, third time is a charm. So as he goes for the second red coin, let's see how this pays off.
Nice. And he's getting it.
All right, and Zilkan doing a classic texture setup here in Womp's Fortress as he goes the no LBLJ route. So two completely different routes. You'll have to make sure we keep an eye on both sides of the screen. Nice triple jump Alice there from Zilkan first try as Ray. Oh, I was worried was about to get
Ooh.
Goomba'd there for a second.
Nice wall kicks, though. It's fairly clean, aside from a ledge grab getting up to the 7th coin. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he catches up. It might take a bit of a meltdown from Zilkan, though.
Ray deciding to pound that left booty cheek in order to get the glitchy grab there. Very interesting strat.
What exactly is that?
Oh, when you hit Bowser's tail, as we see a splice there from Ray, very strategic splice. I don't know what the CCG guidelines are, but perhaps we get at least up to 3 splices, not sure. But the glitchy tail grab disc is when you grab Bowser's tail. I don't exactly know how it works, so I might be pulling it out of my keister here. When Mario's body physically touches Bowser's tail, you can then move with around his body. You just punch in the air, and then Bowser will be grabbed again.
Wherever. Oh, I've seen that
Yeah.
mostly just in Bowser 2. I didn't know it applied to others as well, but that's good to know.
Hmm. Oh, it looks like Radex may be permabanned, as according to Saren, 1 lag frame equals permaban. So then again, I don't know if a splice is a lag frame there, so maybe Ray is safe for now. He just better be on high alert.
Missing Owlus.
right, folks, don't let the 4-star difference fool you. Ray is going to be heading into the basement a little bit early as Zhilkan still has CCM and Dark World left. So I think just because of the 2 deaths that occurred in Dark World, it might be safe to say Zhilkan's got a little bit of a lead on Ray, but of course we can't tell here with them taking drastically different routes as Ray sets up for texture. Ooh.
Pretty, oh, I see him in the chat, Monka S. Pretty unfortunate first race so far for Ray, but it is a best out of 3, so worst case in this one, he'll still have plenty of opportunities to catch up.
We did see a good wall kicks will work backflip approach from Zhilkan. Let's see if the Penguin will go cleanly here as Ray lines up again for cannonless.
And gets it.
All right, so Ray will now be making his way into the basement as Zhilkan is making his way to Dark World here. See how this plays out. If Zhilkan dies once or twice himself, that might be just enough for Ray to catch up. As Ray shifts into Mario Cam and getting us a full view of that dumpy. You'll love to see it.
Best part of the game. I remember my introduction to this game was watching Cheese and seeing him in BOB during the race, just taking that time to do the slow walk to the pole. Iconic SM64 moments.
Oh, Ray getting the clean, pillarless attempt there and just avoiding the fall of grace in the pyramid. Well done.
Zhilkan having a bit of a shaky Dark World, but he is still getting to the end without a death.
Oh, okay, yep, both Goombas away from there. Never safe until you get the star and into the pipe, because we have seen more than once Goombas, just as you think you're safe to grab the star, the Goomba will just completely body check you off the stage.
True. He's an assassin.
Ooh, even with 1.5 spins, Zhilkan having just a little bit of a limp throw, but is able to just push Bowser into the bomb. That go around as Ray gets out of SSL relatively cleanly and now makes his way to Lethal Lava Land.
The gap is definitely closing between the two of them.
I wonder what Zhilkan's going to do, because since we saw Zeus in the last race, like most people I saw, if they wanted to go for an alternative star, would go pillarless or side hop apparently from Sunnerd. I wonder if Zhilkan's just going to play this typically and go for Fly Guy and then just the pyramid. We'll have to wait and see what he does here.
Going from his PB video, it looks like in LLL he does side hop, elevator tour, red coins, and the big bully. So I expect that he will go along the lines of side hop route.
All right, and speaking of side hop, here's Ray lining up for it. All right, nicely done. And yeah, looks like you're right with Zhilkan only grabbing the on top of the pyramid star in SSL. He will be opting for side hop. Just goes to show you guys, research pays off.
I was keen.
Okay, Ray opting to go for elevator over lava boost. Can't say I blame him there. Don't know if he does go for lava boost normally, but frankly, guys. Oh yeah, go for it.
I was just gonna say, I'm guessing that this route is definitely more of the intermediate way where I see lava boost typically done by top runners. And maybe some opportunistic intermediary runners as well, but...
right, Zhilkan getting the clean side hop on the first try, but taking a little bit of a booty burn on his way to grab the star, as both are getting out of LLL within seconds of each other, but Zhilkan does have that 1-star lead over Ray. So let's see how HMC plays out for these guys.
Ray not opting to go for Toad first. Oh, and an unfortunate wall hug there. But he makes an awesome triple jump, box jump. Oh no!
Zhilkan missing the dive for the left side emergency exit, but is just able to save himself by rolling out in time and avoid the death in the void. That could have been
Yeah.
a substantial loss of time there and allowed Ray to tie up, but Zhilkan's still holding on to this lead.
That's some quick thinking, because when that happens, you tend to panic a little bit and freeze up or mash and then not get it on the right time and fall right into the hole to your death.
All right, we see Ray going left side emergency exit and does land it. Now he's just got rolling rocks left as Zhilkan is now out of HMC at about a low 11 1x. Very solid pace here. Let's see how Mips plays out for him.
Nice dive.
Oh, bad boulder RNG there from Ray, having to bob and weave a little bit, but still a clean approach to the star.
Looking getting through pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's about 35 seconds, give or take, behind Zhilkan. So honestly, considering the two deaths in Dark World, it's honestly not that bad.
Yeah. Not expecting to see any of these runners do front sub, although that being said, I couldn't find a video of Raydex's no LBLJ PB, but from what I see, Zhilkan does do back sub, which is not super surprising unless you're at the top level.
Yeah, I'd say given this situation here, Ray knowing that he's a little bit far behind, is probably going to have to play it safe and go for back sub. As Zhilkan struggled a little bit, looked like he swam underneath the tail fin.
Relatable. He's in pretty good shape to get early cycle here. I know he definitely is capable of doing it. Nice. Sticks it with the dive.
All right, and Ray just grabbing the sub-star there with a clean back sub himself. Yeah, one fire sea movement separating these guys, about 40 seconds, give or take.
Oh.
Hitting a sweet spot between the stone platform and the wooden peg there, and apparently was trying to go for poverty pole glitch there for a moment before opting to take the burn approach.
I was gonna say it's a clever attempt, a Hail Mary, but unfortunately didn't quite clip.
Something stupid I just realized as you said Hail Mary. Would, in this case, wouldn't it be a Hail Mario? Since Mario sounds like basically the opposite of Mary.
A Hail Mario. That should be a new term.
Yeah, if anybody here is religious, next time you go into church, let your priest know that you have switched your beliefs to that of the Mario, Hail Mario.
Zhilkan having a hard time clipping the BLJs.
should do it. Hopefully,
Yeah, got in there. Ray not too far behind, about to get into BLJs himself.
See how Infinite Staircase plays out for Zhilkan. Lining up, making sure Wet Dry World is not even an option. Tried to shoot for the center hole there and came pretty close.
Yeah, I did. Nice. I always really love watching the glitchy second jumps, glitchy double jumps. They're so satisfying when you land them, especially if you're a new player.
The glitchy double jumps?
Yeah.
You talk about BLJs or what kind of glitchy double jumps?
Over the gaps in the beginning of bits.
Oh, yeah, right as you're going up the ramp. I see what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, Zhilkan getting a
Nice.
little too close for comfort with that Goomba there.
Ray
looks like-
getting into bits.
Yeah, but Zhilkan's going to need to be missing about 11 throws, give or take, for Ray to have a chance to catch up.
Unfortunate, but he has the next 2 games to redeem himself.
Well, that's one miss from Zhilkan, proving
Oh,
anything is still
shit.
possible for Ray here. Oh?
Oh,
Oh, bringing his head down, not feeling himself. Ray's going to try moving right side.
oh my
Oh.
gosh. That was a valiant attempt and a quick backup for the triple jump dive. Very 1 in 1,000 bonk.
All right, Ray just getting into the pipes, was still able to get in throws at the same time as Zhilkan, but too little, too late as Zhilkan hits that third and final throw and is going to walk away with a 17-14 here for a Game 1 victory.
Good job, Zhilkan. It's also surprising to see Ray. I'm not sure if, again, he was going for right side as sort of a Hail Mario here, but from the PB video I've seen of Zhilkan, he always does standing left. So for Ray, a runner with a PB that's a minute slower, to be doing right side, it's an interesting choice. I guess he's going for the long-term investment here.
All right, third and final throw connecting for Ray there. Still going to be walking out of here with a low 18. Just a couple of deaths in Dark World were the difference, more or less, here for both of these runners. Still very valiant effort from Ray.
Yeah,
Honestly-
good job to both runners, for sure.
Honestly, anything's possible for Game 2.
Definitely. Both of these runners seem to have a bit of a rocky Game 1. Probably the Game 1 nerves, probably everything that goes into this, but once they kind of shake that off, there's always the possibility to get into the zone and create an upset between the two of them.
And speaking of upsets, you know what, guys? I find it just a little upsetting that we have this $250 donation goal here for Urban Arts Partnership, and yet we're still $30 short. Nevertheless, we still have an entire day to make up for it here. But guys, it's like, if you don't support the urban arts, do you really support the children? Because we could be looking at the future generation of Mario video game developers through Urban Arts Partnership here. This is an interactive arts school that provides free coding and video game classes for high school students residing in low-income students and, of course, students of color, and encourages female participants as well. So if you would like to support the future of video gaming, please, whether you have $1 or $1.01 to give here, everything counts and anything helps here for Urban Arts. Click on the donation link thrown here in the chat.
Seems like a pretty cool organization. I recently learned about them through a couple of different things on Twitter, and I'm really impressed with everything that goes into what they do and their cause. It's really neat to have something like that, especially so involved with our community. It's really nice. Thanks, Jason.
Love the command there for Jason, and it looks like both racers are taking a break as Ray has departed from the chair. Meanwhile, Zhilkan may have tied one on a little too aggressively. He's just completely blacking out before our very eyes. Your thoughts on the race overall, or what did you think about just being in the commentary booth for the first time? How are you feeling?
Well, the race I thought was pretty fun. Unfortunate beginning for Ray. I think that really did set him back for the entirety of the race. And 16 star being such a small category, you obviously don't have much room to have that many mistakes, especially deaths. But overall, being a minute apart, less than a minute apart, it goes in line with, their PBs, expectations of consistency. I still have high hopes for Ray, of course, though. As far as commentary goes, it's pretty fun. I did it once unofficially during another tournament that I won't name right now, but it was a much different experience, a lot more casual. This is a bit nerve-wracking, but so far I'm feeling pretty good and having a good time.
Right on. I'd like to think that even though we are commentating for the most professional organization on Twitch, the Cool Cat Gang here, that surely
The
we have a little
best.
bit of leeway here for some casual semi-professionalism here. If I'm wrong, I'm sure Saren will let us know in the chat here. Hopefully the rules aren't as stringent as lag frame equals permaban.
I mean, he was like really assuring me that it's very casual. I didn't have to worry. I didn't have to be too try hard, and I'm trying hard to not be too try hard. But it's in my nature to be a little bit neurotic and look into things, so I'm prepared, and I'm glad I did. But it's really cool, and honestly, for me, it's great because when I first joined the community, CCG was my introduction to the community aside from cheese. So I've always wanted to be involved with CCG for almost 2 years now, and I finally get an opportunity. So I'm really glad that Saren gave me the chance. Yeah, I used to tell everybody and like Cryptic and all my friends how I wanted to be part of CCG when I first joined the community.
Humongous shout outs there to CCG, making a difference one person at a time. You'll love to hear it.
Absolutely. I just
Ray,
quickly
what?
realized that races weren't my thing, so I needed to find a different avenue.
Fair enough. Oh, Ray getting a clean LBLJ, getting the Dark World at 120, faking us out again, but still going the LBLJ round as he takes another quick death in Dark
Oh,
World.
man. Unfortunate.
This time not even caused by the Flame Spitter, just turning that left notch a little too soon.
At least it's a quick one. Not impossible here.
Little Monka on the edge there, able to save himself. All right, he's away from the Flame Spitter. Hopefully everything will remain calm and collected now for the rest of this Dark World.
Playing it safe with the long jumps. I understand completely.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
missed
oh
the
my
coin.
goodness. Oh my god.
All right. Still reining himself back. You can feel the analog.
Oh no!
Oh, not making it to the end.
Zhilkan missed Cannonless. That was a good time for Ray to catch up, but Ray, I think instead of rolling out to the 8th red coin, may have bonked on the lower wall there, allowing him to fall to his death.
It's
It's
so hard to tell with that blind wall there, but yeah, really unfortunate.
Oh man, and a death so leading to Dark World. I think that puts him in an even worse situation than the last race. So we're really gonna need to see a miracle here for him to catch up to Zilkan.
Yeah, absolutely. The first was relatively quick deaths at the beginning, but taking a death at the very end on the last coin, that's gotta hurt.
All right, but you know what doesn't hurt is that we have got a $5 donation here from Tom Carr. Apparently, his message is verbally forced to dono. So it looks like my shilling guilt trip has worked out on at least one patron. Thank you, Tom Carr, for the donation and supporting the Urban Arts Partnership.
Very kind of you. A gentleman scholar and philanthropist.
Oh, Zilkan getting the dive off of the Womp King there. Just nothing really too.
Stylish.
Yeah, nothing too fancy there. Just a near frame perfect trick you have to do to get the star just ever so quicker. But nice on Zilking. I'd say that deserves a couple swag points.
A well-deserved Drake. Thank you, Jason.
Alright, we see Zilkan make his way here into Cool Mountain. Oh, as Ray tries to go for Salt Class, unfortunately was a little too far back on the wooden plank there, not able to ride along the wall perfectly, so had to settle for Into the Wild Blue, which thankfully with the Salt setup is not too costly of a time loss there.
Yeah, a really good attempt, and not super surprising, just given the breadth of both of these runners being really passionate about small categories. I assume that Sol Class is definitely something that Ray would look to, get good at and be able to do in a pinch. Unfortunate, it didn't work out for him.
We gotta ask you this question. Just keep it a little bit more casual, as both these guys are making it to Dark World and Basement respectively. Are you good at Wordle?
Uh, I mean, I think so. I read, so I'd like to think I have a decent enough vocabulary, but it really fell off for me in the last week or so.
I was gonna say, this is by far the most eloquent use of vocabulary, if I'm even using that word correctly here, that I've ever seen in the commentary booth. I'm not used to such fancy words flowing from the co-commentator here. No dish on anybody else, but dang, Ray taking a death there on Pillarless.
Wait, I'm using fancy words? I didn't notice.
Like
What's the fancy
opportunist,
word?
breadth, I don't know, sheer.
I went to university. I don't know what to say.
Perhaps I'm just that uneducated.
Well, no worries. I didn't finish university. I just went to university. But, probably just reading, yeah.
Alright, Zilkan getting a clean Dark World there as Ray gets Pillarless on the second attempt. Oh, excuse me, Jason. Correct. I meant no slander. See, it just goes to show my level of education is that of a 6th grader.
Well, Not everyone is super interested in, reading and learning about different types of vocabulary. It's a little bit inaccessible sometimes, so I feel like a bit of a snob if it happens accidentally, but, just tell me to chill out if it gets too annoying, I guess.
We see Ray exiting Shifting Sandland at 8:05, 8:06 as Zilkan's just now making their way into the basement. It's like, yep, Ray is going to be just a little bit even farther behind than the last race, so Zilkan will have to wait and see how this basement goes, but right now it just seems like he's got the clear path to victory.
Yeah, for sure. It's hard to recover from a death at the end of Dark World. It would take a lot on Zilkan's part to make up for that. Granted, he didn't do the LBLJ route, but even then, it's definitely gonna be tough for Ray here. So, that being said, they say there's always BLJs.
That is true, regardless of your skill in Mario 64. It does all come down to the end game, starting with BLJs and bits as Ray takes a little bit of a booty burn setting up for side hop here. But does get it.
I always love that term, booty burn. It's just funny.
Funny to say, but definitely not funny to experience. I unfortunately can speak from experience.
Very true. Oh, Zilkan not making it, but getting another opportunity. Nice.
All right, second try side hop good there from Zilkan, providing a little more wiggle room for Ray to catch up here, as he does talk to Toad ever so cleanly. Love to see it.
It's pretty easy to underestimate how hard that can be sometimes.
It's also easy to see just how cruel some people are. There are people that openly advocate for Toad violence. I will not say any names in...
That's not right. No, that ain't right. He's just here trying to help everyone out in the castle. No need to go wailing on him.
Plus, how can you punch somebody with such a big old smile on their face constantly? I mean, Toad just never fails to smile.
Okay, well, I mean, that is a bit creepy, but it still doesn't deserve a punch.
True. But you know, what is deserving is, it looks like, wait, why is the page not updating? There we go. It looks like, folks, we have just reached our donation goal and then some, with $35 coming in here. First, an anonymous $25 donation with no message getting us to the goal. But then we have a $10 donation coming in from another anonymous, perhaps the same anonymous. And this one says, so you think it's funny to reinforce the socio-normativity, implying that Plato-normative society is funny, while oppressing marginalized platonic-oriented people, such as aplatonics? This is a form of aphobic allonormativity, strictest sublatillicism, and verbophobic set sexism. What is this?
I just went to university. This person graduated with honors, did a master's in philosophy. I swear to God. That's insane. What a dono message. Oh shit, Ray doing the C up slide, also known as GTM slide.
Well, Drake's in the chat and PogChamps all around.
Though.
Thank you guys for helping us reach and exceed our donation goal. It looks like Urban Arts Partnership will be getting that drawing tablet for the Media Lab, helping the students create artwork for their video game creations. As we see Ray just exiting HMC with style, Zilkan is grabbing front sub, it looks like Ray lost a little bit of time with that bonk off the wall there.
Yeah, thank you for the donators, everybody along the way. Super good cause, really exciting. Yeah, once again, I'm struck with how interesting it is that despite being so like a minute slower than Zilkan's PB, it looks like Ray is consistently going for the harder strats. I'm not sure if that's normal in his RTA, since like I mentioned, I couldn't find a VOD. But it's nice to see, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but it's nice to see whenever runners have balls, you know, big balls.
Absolutely. As we saw the big balls on display there from Ray trying chip clip, unfortunately was not a success, but you must respect the cojones this
That's
guy has
insane!
got.
That's crazy. It's going for chip clip. It reminds me a lot of Fixius when he first came on the scene. His first runs, he was doing pole glitch. Like, absolute insane.
All right, so both these runners now an entire fire seat separated as opposed to movement. So Zilkan's still very much in the driver's seat for this race, but we'll see how the end game goes. No matter how good you are, anything can happen. You're in the 16-star open.
Okay, this is Ray's chance. Oh, and Zilkan gets pretty decent BLJ.
Fair to say, could have been cleaner. I know I can do better. Just, I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
Instant BLJs directly into the hole. Zilkan was actually pretty cracked there.
Yeah. He has pretty decent BLJs from what I see. I mean, no one is a Suigi besides Suigi and maybe Ouija. But that being said, he's pretty fast at them in his PB.
Oh, going for standing left side, but decided to get a running start on there, creating a momentary panic for Zilkan, but is able to stay on the wood.
Good recovery.
Oh,
Zeus
Zeus
claiming to be quite the Suigi. Maybe we'll find out in the next rounds.
All right, Zilkan did miss a couple of throws this last go around as Ray looks like he's just about to hit his first round of BLJs. Might not be enough as Zilkan lines up for throw number 3.
Oh, one missed.
I'd still say he's got about another 10 misses allowed before it becomes anything worth panicking over. He does connect it on the fourth throw.
Good job, Zilkan. 2-2.
Oh my God, Ray!
What? Oh, that was a good attempt. Oh man.
Oh my God!
This guy just brings out the balls. Crazy.
He actually almost got that. He was literally on the edge, but it looked like that little blue hole connecting the platforms just bonked him off the edge.
What a way to end the run, honestly. Both of these guys are super good and it was fun to watch Ray do everything he can to like squeeze every second out of this run.
Right, as we see GG's from both Raydex and Zilkan here in the chat. You'll love to see the sportsmanship here. Congratulations to Zilkan for taking the 2-0 victory here, but absolutely well done here from Ray. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough to push him over the edge, but still, he just showed how skilled he truly is at this game and what he's capable of. Perhaps it won't be long before we see him pulling out uh, bef- pulling out the task long jump in future runs.
Definitely. And I think it was Zeus who said that he would be afraid to go against Radix. So now I'm kind of hoping that that happens. It'll be an interesting match to watch if so.
All right, Ray looks like all right. He's got one life left to live on his Mario. It looks like he might be trying to one more time. Oh,
Oh, another good attempt, but not dead yet.
looks like he might just be trying to finish this one out. I'm not sure. Perhaps maybe just try a crazy moving right side to see what all he can break out.
I can't believe I saw him try that. I think it was game 2. Absolute insanity.
Okay, no, just deciding to put it on pause there. Oh. Good attempt there from Ray, hoping commentators did not coerce him into attempting right side. Chuckya being thankful enough to not throw him off the edge there, as Ray is now toying with the Chuckya. I don't know what is going on over there. He is just flirting with death in every conceivable fashion. Ooh!
Doing a little bit of movement showing off. Nothing wrong with that.
Standing right
Oh,
back up.
getting it.
Wow.
Standing right is actually really hard. Much harder than
Hey,
its standing left
Mario!
counterpart. I've actually even heard a lot of people say that it's not even worth it at that point, but I don't know personally. I just always default to left these days.
All right, well, we are ahead of schedule, I believe. So it looks like maybe they're going to be lining up for just a consolation race 3 just for fun. Not
Oh yeah, I see in
100%
the
sure what's
text
going on.
chat. Yeah, it looks like it's they're having like a exhibition type of match. Both are on board, so that's exciting. Get to see another run by both of these racers.
All right, we got one more race. The fun just never ends.
And Ray in chat saying Saren is making them do another one.
Oh, making them. All right, so no coercion from the commentary booth, but perhaps coercion from Saren Mew. Oh, man.
Well, what can you say? The guy knows how to put on a show.
It's true, as he uses his cool cat icon to hold everybody in chat up at gunpoint right now. Looks like we're not even going to be allowed to leave this social. All right, game 3.
I'm feeling pretty threatened right now. Who knew that somebody so fluffy and cuddly could be so vicious?
All right, everything on the line here in game 3. Whoever wins game 3 takes it all, even though Zhilkan clearly has a 2-0 lead. Perhaps if Ray takes game 3, he will just trump everybody and allow allow Ray to move on. Oh man, apparently I'm making Ray Dex nervous, so perhaps I'm just going to hit the deafen button and allow this social to take over the.
Oh, please don't. No, come back. This is not an ideal situation, but hello, everybody. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of this one, and if Ray comes out on top, how that's going to feel for everybody. Hello, Killian. Wes, come back.
People come back.
Thank you.
All right, now we're seeing a role reversal here as Zilkan is trying the LBLJ route and Ray's going no LBLJ.
Oh yeah, good point.
These guys are just two completely different racers, never in sync with one another. Everything is just so confusing.
They like to switch it up. Nice. Clean Dark World.
Yeah, I believe Zilkan hit Shig Cycle there in Dark World. Well done there. Ray makes his way into Womp's Fortress. Let's see if, alright, going for Owlus first. I was hoping we might see another attempt at a potential Salt Canalus.
I don't know too much about Zhilkan other than doing Mario, but fun fact, Ray actually plays a lot of Osu and Rocket League as well.
Hmm.
See that pop up a whole bunch.
You're a variety streamer. I love to see it.
Yeah.
Ray going for texture setup and unfortunately failing to connect on the star there. Tomcar apparently challenging Ray in the chat here to do Salt. Let's see if he goes for it. Nope.
Do you know exactly how much the LBLJ route saves in 16 star over non?
I honestly do not know that. I'll just throw out a completely false answer here and just say it saves 40 seconds because the world record for both LBLJ and no LBLJ is Green Sweegie, and his world record for LBLJ is 14:48, and his world record for no LBLJ is 15:28. So let's just say 40 seconds.
It's a good estimation.
It's probably entirely false, but it's an answer. It's the answer I'm willing to give right now. Is Ray is just having fun, going around Canalus in every possible fashion.
And Zhilkan also falling down the bridge.
Both racers have now tried Salt, hopefully satisfying Tom Carr's desires, and both not connecting.
Zhilkan, Ray trying to go for the swaggy backup to Kless with the ground pound onto the bridge. As expected of a runner such as himself.
And Ray is just going to live and die by Salt at this point, just keeps going for it. Zhilkan looks like he's just setting up for texture.
That looks like he's going for texture now.
Alright, Tom Carr's saying it saves about 35 seconds. Alright, you know what? Not too far off. Logic almost worked there.
It's hard with 16 star because the route changes significantly if you choose to do LBLJ or not. So you have to account for not just that time save, but everything down the way. All I know is that in 120, it's about 10 seconds, and that's because of Puncation always reminding me and complaining about it.
Oh, Ray getting a down warp there on the Womp King. That was interesting.
I'm sad I missed that. Watching Zhilkan over here getting plus, as expected.
Well, while we've got Jason in the chat here, Jason, do we have any idea for a potential extended fundraiser goal? Do you know if there's anything for, like, say, $300 or $400, or is $250 the max, and everything here will just go to further help improve the program's current wants and needs? Oh, Ray letting us know that apparently in his version, texture class just got patched. Looks like
Unfortunate.
the DLC was automatically updated before our very eyes. So curse you, Nintendo.
The one time that they update DLC for free lately, and it's gotta be something bad. God damn it.
Yeah, they patch texture canonless without even charging us $24.99 a month. I mean, what is that?
I'm disappointed. I would have paid.
All right, good wall kick there from Ray as we see Zilkan immediately going for the bully.
Pretty surprised by how easy pro wall kicks will work is. I was always anxious about trying it or starting it, but since I've come back and de-rusted a little bit, I started doing it, and it's not super hard.
Yeah, definitely intimidating at the start, but I've seen even some more people pick it up lately because a lot of people will go for just the typical camera angle where you're looking at Mario's back, but if you just do one, I believe, C left push, then that'll get you more angled at the wall, and that allows you to look at the, visually, it gives you more of an advantage to nail it. So I've been seeing more people doing that. So it looks like maybe it'll just become the new norm sooner or later.
It reminds me a lot of Dark World reds versus no reds, where you see a shift over time of, what is the meta for new players. Now you're pretty much like expected to do Dark World with reds if you're not doing 1 or 0 star, which to me is honestly a good thing. I think it's better for people to invest in those long-term, slightly harder strategies if they intend to keep doing it for, a good amount of time. Oh, shit. Zilkan. Unfortunate elevator tour.
And Ray getting a little Monka S himself. He just grabbed the box red coin in Dark World with literally seconds to spare there. So both of them getting a little, like, just flirting with death a little bit. And to touch up on your point, I do see a lot of people, especially newer runners, trying Dark World Reds. I wonder if it's just because they've seen so many others, as Ray goes for the interesting side flip approach to Dark World.
It always makes me think of Jane, Queen of the Dark World, since she started using that in RTAs and single stars.
Does Jane still hold the world record for Dark World Reds, or is it since gone to someone like Dusty?
She does not. I don't remember who does, but I think she's 2nd or 3rd at this point.
Yeah, because I always thought that to be a very bold title on Twitter, Queen of Dark World. I just thought that was supposed to be like a meme or something, but no, Jane's actually really good at Dark World. Talk about investing a lot of time.
She can do the salt side flip in Dark World, or at least has done it with some measure of consistency, and I've definitely seen her pull it out on runs for fun. It's a good time, especially if she lands it.
Speaking of Dark World Reds, while I do understand the idea of investing in the longer term strat, it is just one of those things to get consistently good at. Maybe I'm just the end of the old generation. I don't know, but I always just thought if I want to get my PB lower, do what I'm more comfortable with, and no reds is a lot safer than going for reds. And I believe minimally you need to get reds in anywhere from a minute to a minute and 4 seconds for it to save time over skipping elevator clips. So I just always thought, lower times go with what's better, but I just have a boomer way of thinking. Perhaps sooner or later I'm just going to fade into obscurity and everything I say just doesn't make sense kerflopping.
I think that depends on your mindset going into it. From what I can tell, there's really 2 camps with Mario runners. Either you do the long-term investment and you know that you're not going to PB for a very, very long time and you'll be extremely inconsistent, and that is not the way to go for everybody, there's nothing wrong with appreciating short-term gains. People are just built differently, and if you're going to be put off by constantly losing runs to strats that everybody tells you you shouldn't be doing it, then don't do it. But then you have the people that are more interested and feel more rewarded seeing those short-term gains and don't mind changing habits later. Again, nothing wrong with both approaches, but I see more and more the former. And again, Fixius is somebody who really comes to mind whenever I think of that.
All right, and speaking of Fixius, let's fixate here on Zilkan now grabbing early MIPS, getting out of HMC at just around the 11-minute mark. It's still be on a very solid 16 pace here.
Pretty quick. It looks like Jason got back to you. They're looking to rebuild their entire media lab this spring.
Hmm. There you go. So, guys, rebuilding the entire media lab. And oh, Zilkan trying to chip clip himself, unfortunately
Oh,
not able to connect. Perhaps one of those short-term games that was alluded to earlier, just going for chip clip. I would imagine, unfortunately, I've never tried it myself. I would imagine that would feel pretty amazing to hit that during a run.
I'm sure it does. It's got to. How
Guys,
new it is.
just a reminder, Urban Arts Partnership is the fundraiser we are raising money for during this tournament at the 16-star Open. So it looks like it might be a $5 minimum donation. I don't know. I haven't seen any donations come in lower than $5. So if I've been saying one this whole time and have been misleading you, my apologies. But if we're looking to upgrade from drawing tablet to rebuilding the entire media lab, it looks like we might need a goal of $255 to be able to rebuild an entire media lab for just $5 more. It might be all that it takes. Or my bad, apologies, $265 since our goal is currently 260. But while I'm shilling away for people to donate more money, we got a good early cycle from Zilkan and Ray with a nice GTM slide.
Like both of these runners still go for the MIPS dive, which is totally understandable. That punch grab, if you're not fast enough, can be a pain in the butt. Oh, door frame punch, but not a grab.
Oh my god, twice in a row!
Second time! Never mind how 1 in 1,000 that already is. Nice wall kick, MIPS clip.
Oh, Ray going for chip clip and he
Oh, and
gets
he
it!
does it!
And look at the smile on his
What
face right there
guy?
as he hits it.
Insane.
You get some smiles or some drakes in the chat there for chip clip. Look at that. Well done from Ray. My
This guy's
applause to you, sir.
skills.
Good looking BLJs there from Zilkan, first try. Oh my goodness. Zilkan really skilled at his BLJs today. I believe that's the second or even third time now he's gone near instant BLJs on both sets of doors. Nice pole glitch from Ray.
Nice. Pulling it out. I actually literally have under Zhilkan in my notes fast BLJs. So it's worth putting in there. The guy's a mashing beast.
And speaking of Beast, looks like he has turned on Beast mode and got moving right side to go along with it.
Easy. It's fun to see what racers can do whenever you turn off the pressure of there being a competition. Since it's an exhibition, naturally they're gonna be doing stuff that's, you know, not necessarily what they're gonna do in a race where it's a bit more meaningful, right?
All right, two throws from Zilkan. Let's see if he connects for the third and final throw.
Looks good. GG's.
All right, despite having a gun emote directly held up to his skull, Zilkan did not crack under pressure and gave us a good third race here. Even with a missed cannon, has pulled out a 16-20. What a good run.
Yeah, definitely. It was a pretty fun race. I'm glad that they joined us for another one. Very kind of the two of them to give up their time.
All right, and as we focus audio on to Ray, let's see if he will be able to close this one out, perhaps treat the viewers at home to perhaps another task long jump attempt.
Nice little speed kick. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh.
all right. Commentator coerced runner into the task long jump strat. You hate to see it, but you love to see the GGs from both Zilkan and Raydex here in the chat. Another excellent race to tag on to this set here. Well done from both of these guys. Just a reminder to everybody at home, go drop a follow on both of these guys' channels here on Twitch. They are both Twitch streamers, twitch.tv/Zilkan and twitch.tv/Ray with two Y's Dex. Like Pokédex, but, you know, with Ray.
Thank you for the shout out, Farron.
As we see in the chat, we have a good gracious golly gumdrops. Good gosh god. So many G's from Dissocial. I can't think of that many G's, but it looks like just a lot
Were
of
you
G's.
trying to? I see what you're trying to do. That was a good attempt. A lot of G words. One
Yeah.
might say that you read as well.
No, I don't. Not at all. But yeah, thank you for the shout out, Saren. Guys, just go follow Dissocial. I don't really need the followers. I'm nothing special. I don't even play Mario 64. I just recently played Superman 64. So if you want to see bad games get played and torture yourself, then go ahead and join over there. But yeah, Dish Social, I'm sure, has more better content. Desk Can Saw, thank you for following Zilkin.
I don't stream, to be honest, but thank you anyway. Twitter is probably better, but yeah, once in a blue moon, I'll hop on Twitch and do something fun, but not super often these days.
Fair enough. All right, we got one more throw here from Ray. Let's see if he can connect on it. And he does. Pounding the screen and
Nice
giving us
one.
the sub 20.
Let's go.
Pounds in the chat. Can't leave him hanging.
Great job once again to both of you guys.
Folks, thank you for tuning into this set of races, but don't go away. The fun has only, well, I wouldn't say just begun. The fun still continues here on twitch.tv/CoolCatGang. Right after this race, we have got a Super Mario Odyssey any percent race between Twisted Duck and Ja Salmon 07. So we're keeping it in the Mario game, but we're switching from the 90s to the 21st century. So stick around to make sure you don't miss out on the coolness of the gang. Don't know what I'm trying to say there. But once again, GG's to Zilkin and Raydex. Thank you, Dissocial, for joining me in the commentary booth today here. Hope you had a wonderful time watching the races and getting a chance to also de-rust in the booth.
Of course, it was a really good time. Thank you for being my co-commentator. Definitely one of the best I could have picked for my co-commentators, so I'm stoked and I appreciate it. It looks like we do have some interviews coming up though, so stay tuned for that as well.
Perfect.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Zilkin. Congratulations on your victory here today. And the casual 1620 there. How'd you feel overall across these three races?
At first, I felt like really nervous, to be honest. Like I felt my heart pumping everywhere, and then I started like taking deep breaths, and it really helped me to get chill. And to be honest, the last I didn't expect the last round to happen, honestly. Since I missed like canonless, soulless, and then I died on LLL and everything. But yeah, it was fun.
You did a great job. I have a question for you, a little bit off topic from the race, but when looking into your background, you do blindfolded runs. I'm curious about where you plan to go with that. Do you plan to keep going and doing some other categories?
I planned at first because a friend of mine was doing it, and I thought it was like really fun to learn. And then I just took like 1 month of learning before I did one run, and I just left it right there without trying to improve it. I don't know if I'm going to come back at any time, but who knows?
Fair enough. Well, it's really cool anyway. It's super hard to do, so really impressive.
And we've got Ray joined up with us here in the booth as well. Ray, I apologize if my commentary apparently made you nervous throughout all three races here. So, how did you deal with the extra pressure throughout all of it?
Well, I guess you can see that it was way too much pressure. No, I think it was the same for me, that in the first race I just couldn't hold it together, and yeah, I guess after Dark World everything went pretty good.
What happened in
But
that world?
yeah.
I don't know.
You had a few
both
deaths.
times, yeah, I went for LBLJ, got it first try, which normally LBLJ is my problem, and I was surprised I got it, but I died both times, both races, multiple times in Dark World.
Yeah, you did a great job trying to catch up with Zhilkan there. Just 2 deaths in Dark World is unfortunately a little bit to climb back from. But you know, seeing your video cam turn on, which by the way, thank you both you guys for having your webcams on voluntarily, because it was cool to see your guys' reaction. But
It was a good touch.
yeah, Ray, you still did a very good job holding it together and giving us a show out there, busting out some of the hard strats.
Yeah, I hope I could at least get some style points.
100%. You got all the gold stickers. Speaking of gold stickers, I have a question for you as well, because both of you do a lot of different categories. Ray, what is your focus? I had a hard time really figuring that out because you've been doing 120 and 1 star lately.
Yeah, I've been doing everything, just it depends on how much time I have on a day, and I would like to stick to 120 for a bit, but it's just hard to find enough time for it.
Cool. Well, you recently got a 157, so I wish you all the best. That's a great start.
Thanks.
Log.
Also, huge shout out to Zhilkan, because I think this race just shows how consistent and good of a runner he is. Really.
And you really did good as well. To be honest, but thank you.
Yeah, you guys, just a reminder at home, if you haven't already, please go drop both these guys here a follow. It sounds like you never know what you're going to see here in terms of Mario or otherwise on their channels. So just make sure to go support your local speedrunners. And thank you both for putting on such a fantastic show for us here today on twitch.tv/coolcat.